What was it like when Mary J was around? Or having Mary J come around? 'Cause she used to come around a little bit, right?
Yeah. Mary come in, or when we go to New York, we go to the hotel, and her and Misa would come by the hotels and stuff. Mary was cool. She had her issues back then. I don't want to speak on those too much, because I like Mary. I like where she's at now, what she's doing now on the Power series, and her music, how she's trying to be a positive and a good person. But Mary was Mary, but she was young then. And like I said, had some addictions then, but was cool. All right?
Misa, that's Puffy's baby's mom, right?
Yes.
Okay. Just for the people who don't probably aren't too, might not, there's probably some new people out there that probably don't know that Suge and Misa used to hook up,
Correct.
right?
Yep.
How long were they hooking up for?
Who knows? We saw her. I remember her and but she was married then. But her and what's that boy name? Her and Russell Simmons' wife, or ex-wife at the time, at a strip club when we was out there finishing up the Koch deal, and that would have been 2002, like January of 2002, and she was cool, and her and Sugar, was talking, but by then she was married to someone, street dude that was out there, because I remember we bumping into them again at a club, thinking the Meat District or something like that we had went to. And that was the first time that's why I knew Suge didn't even know who Von Zip was. But I had to tell him at that club, saying, you know who that nigga is? Because he walked up and introduced himself to Suge and all that. Suge was like, no. I said, that's Von Zip. That's the nigga that's supposed to have something to do with the Tupac murder and all of that. And Suge was like, oh, okay. Didn't say much. But yeah.
Okay.
But yeah, we was out there partying with them, and like January, sometime in January of 2002, when Suge went out there and did the Wendy Williams show on her radio station and all that week, because we was out there finishing up the deal with Koch Entertainment. Yeah.
So I do want to ask you one more before we get out of here. Now, Gene Deal's been doing a lot of interviews, and some of the stuff that he says is completely against everything that we kind of know to be fact.
Okay.
One of the things that he said, though, that I don't know, it did make sense to me, but I don't know if it was true or not, that I wanted to ask you about, was he said that when Orlando started shooting at him, that he was trying to reach for a gun or the stash spot in the back of the BMW, and that's why he was trying to get into the back seat.
Yeah.
Is there any truth to that?
Well, that's like me saying, and shout out Big Gene Deal. Try not to have any beef or back and forth with him anymore. But that's like me giving an opinion of what happened with when Biggie and him got shot.
Right.
It wouldn't be nothing but what I believe or an opinion.
Right. It wouldn't be credible.
It wouldn't be credible at all. It'd just be my opinion. But let me just say this. The stash box wasn't in the back seat. And y'all learned that because the company that has the car now told y'all that is a stash box in the car. As I had told y'all years ago, it was a stash box in the car.
Right. You've mentioned a few times that there were, I believe, 2 guns in the car. That when the cops picked the car up, that they never even found.
But now the company that has the vehicle are now saying, confirmed that there's stash box in the car. But I told y'all the guns were retrieved, so they can go in there and get it open and do whatever they want. They just probably don't know how without damaging the car or breaking it. But yeah, the guns where that stash box were on that particular car was nowhere near the back. Why you have a stash box in the back seat of a car? But.
Right, doesn't make much sense, but it did pique my interest a little bit, so I just thought I'd ask you.
Okay.
I seen somewhere that the DOC contributed money to Death Row.
No.
No? There's no truth to that? Okay, how do you feel about Snoop giving Harry O a job at Death Row now?
That's his prerogative. You know, what you expect from a disloyal motherfucker. Uh, but I mean, I ain't got no beef with Harry O. Everything I hear about Harry O from other people was that he was a straight, good up dude. Even with the situation that he was with Suge, reaching back through the bars, helping Suge out. That's a sign of a good dude. Whether he gave the money up or broke, I believe if you make something happen, if you put your name and your reputation on the line to make something happen, then you supposed to eat off of it too. So, Harry O beef and Suge beef shouldn't be nobody beef but theirs. But like I said, the only thing I ever had against Harry O or spoke negative on Harry O about, and I know that for a fact he was down there at the grand jury because he was angry, trying to get out or whatever reason, trying to get Death Row indicted on the RICO Act. Other than that, but I did time with people that was at Lompoc with Harry O, that was over there at Atwater with me and stuff like that. And they all came back and they all speak highly of Harry O and how he walked the line and what he did for them. My boy the Realist told me he shot him some money before. Heard a couple other people that said he shot him money before while he was behind bars. So how can you hate on a brother like that?
Okay. So there's a really wild story that I came across online. And it was about you guys at a gas station in front of a club, I think, somewhere in front of a club. And Suge Knight was there in a big Rolls Royce. And, you know, some dudes kind of came up and tried shooting at you guys. Is there anything to that?
Yeah, I know where you heard it from. You heard it from the crackhead Keefy D. But yeah, it's true. We was at a club called Paradise in Hollywood. And we was with Big West, guy I mentioned earlier in this interview, and his boy Diamond. And then, of course, Suge and his boys. We were standing in a circle, and the guys walked right in between it, which is kind of unusual and kind of crazy for some guys to walk in the middle of 5 or 6 guys standing in a circle. But they looked at them crazy, didn't think nothing of it. I think their intent really was to start dumping while, you know, they were in the middle and closer to us. As soon as they got about 6, 7 feet away from us, from the circle, they just turned around and started shooting. They shot Big West homeboy Diamond in the leg. Diamond got shot in his leg. And by then, I was standing away from the circle because I wasn't in the circle, but I was standing away. So by that time now, I take off and chase them. Me and 2 other guys. Buntry was one. The other person's still alive, so I won't say his name. And we chased him down the alley, right behind this gas station. And I guess that's where you hear the story where the crackhead said he heard a bunch of gunshots. He tried to make it seem like it was in the middle of the street and all of that. But no, it was in the alley behind the gas station where the guys got chased down to. Needless to say, all that night I was stressed and watching the news all day the next day to see if anybody turned up dead in that alley. But thank God nobody did. But that's when I knew Suge was a gangster too. Because as we were down there chasing after the dude, he came pulling up Code 3, which means fast and quick, in that Rolls Royce. But the crackhead said the Rolls Royce got shot up and stuff. It didn't get shot up. The only shooting was done was with the boy Diamond, Big Diamond from Long Beach. Anybody know who he is? He can tell y'all this story. But Diamond, when he got shot in the leg, he was a good friend of Big West. For anybody that's out there to know, Diamond and Big West.
How many shots do you think they shot at you guys?
About 4 or 5. Because we got on them real quick, and so they got out of there.
Oh, okay. So it wasn't like they.
They didn't do a lot of shots,
Right, right.
but I'll leave the rest there.
Okay. Reg, man, I appreciate you, man. You know what I mean?
Hey.
Like, I love the history and
You-
the death row, man. You know what I'm saying? Like I've said before, it's in my era of music, man. And, you know what I'm saying? I always
told you,
appreciate you,
I
man.
do this for you, Art,
Art, I know.
and Baum first, and John I'm always with. He's going to be a little mad at me. I'm cheating on him right now, but
John, I just borrowed him for one interview, bro.
But it's
Just
all
one
good.
interview, man.
He can give us some
Yeah.
content to respond to. When
There you go,
when
man.
people want to correct me.
Yeah, for
Appreciate
sure.
you, Cam.
Appreciate you, bro.
Yes, sir.
All right, bro.
All right, brother.